So, yeah, I think he wanted to go further throughout this comp. For sure, he was looking for finals day, or of course, that W. He loves you, the win. So yeah, I think the level is so high that once you have like a shocker of a anything is possible. So yeah, that goes to show that the Challenger series is really hard for anyone, and especially with high tides and slow waves. Yeah, he's gonna bounce back from this result, and for sure he's gonna train as he always does.
Yeah, that's right, 100% committed, and he'll chalk that off to experience. Yeah, as you say, it's absolutely, you've got to bring your A game no matter who you are. The surfing is at such a high level, and fair play to Sheldon Simkus, the Gold Coast surfer. He surfed well under pressure, clutch moment, and delivered. But that was old news. We're moving straight on in. The exciting part of the day is the women's have started. First time we've seen the women surf in the event so far. So we're in the round of 64. 64 surfers here trying to qualify eventually for the 6 spots on offer to qualify for the CT for 2022 on the Challenger Series. And we're starting off with another pretty good heat. Speaking of CT surfers, Kelly Andrew is in there. She's a great sort of point break surfer from up in the Gold Coast. She surfed well this year. She made her 9th or 10th. She had some really solid results. Delaney McGonigal from Costa Rica, who did well at the Olympics, represented Costa Rica at the Olympics. Amuro Suzuki, and of course Sophia Medina. So we know that name at the moment. This is the Japanese surfer. It just goes over. She can't get through, but yep, obviously Sophia Medina is the younger sister of current world champion Gabriel Medina, and it's great to see another Medina coming through the ranks. Francisco, you've probably seen her since she was a young grommet back in the day, hanging out a bit with Gabe, and it's great to see her on the big stage.
Yeah, I know her for a while now. I met Sophia maybe 8 years old or 7. She's really committed and she trains a lot. So yeah, I'm excited to see her surfing here and to be joining this crew of the QS, of the Challenger Series. And yeah, I think she's got the potential to do a good result because she loves big walls and long right-handers. And I've seen some clips and she has been surfing really good.
Yeah, she's definitely improving all the time. She's in a rapid, that sort of stage of her career. She's only 17, 18, so that the improvement will come. And this will be her first real taste of elite level competition. So interesting to see how Sophia goes. Here we go though, the current top sort of ratings of the Women's Challenger Series ratings. So you see Gabrielle O'Brien. She made the final there in Huntington. And also had a backup result from 2020. So the Hawaiian up there in the lead. Then Caitlin Simmons, 15-year-old wonder kid who did so well in the US Open. She won that. She's an absolute star of the future. Coco Ho, of course, who we know and love. She's one of the veterans, and she's right back in the mix, which is great to see. So Coco in there. Carissa Moore has a 10,000 courtesy of a QS win in Sydney back in 2020. And then Breeza Hennessy, who was surfing in this event. Tola Wright, the ex-world champion. Macy Callahan. Baheen Friera, who was in this. Leticia Canales Bilbao. So Leticia right on having a big chance of qualification. She's here, the Bass Surfer, and finished up by Kira Pinkerton, another one of the young stars of the future. So yeah, so much young talent there, Francisco. So much depth in the women's surfing now, and so many new stars coming through.
Yeah, I think that's something natural, right? I think once in a while we see a bunch of people coming up and really improving. And I think that's the way surfing has been evolving throughout the years. So it's normal we see that top 10 having a little bit of a mix, and that's good. Fresh blood and really good talented surfers.
Yeah, and I think the growth in women's surfing, especially, it's just been getting more and more support. Obviously, the equal pay was a huge factor. The coaching and the setup for girls surfers is the best it's ever been. And so I think, I think the trajectory of the women's is going to be steeper than the men's. I really think there's so much room for improvement, and they're just getting better and better all the time. They're ripping, and here we go. So we see first turn there from Sophia Medina. Winds it back around. She's got a bit of foam to deal with here. It's a good wave. It's a first wave, but she's done well. And just hangs on, can she? Yeah, she does. So it looked like she was going to come a cropper there. She's laid back, but she managed to hang on and ride out. So, I mean, it's hard, isn't it, Francisco, just to not make comparisons to a brother? It must be like that. That's, you know, I mean, it must be amazing having Gabriel as your brother, because he's the world's best surfer and he's a legend guy and he'd be so supportive. But on the other hand, you get the pressure. That might be difficult.
No, I think, of course, in her head, she might have some thoughts, but Gabriel is really protective. He's really cool with his sister. And, yeah, I think he gives confidence to her in general and makes her feel comfortable with her thoughts and stuff like that. So, yeah, I think Sophia has a bright future, and I think she's really solid in terms of, like, the way she adapts and the way she sees competition already, because
learn from the best.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I love to see her competing here and starting off with a great wave, 5-point ride. So
yeah, a solid start. She waited, was patient, and made it count. So good wave selection. Kelly Andrew with a 5.83. She's had, as I said, a good year. She's been working with Andy King, coach, who's also been helping coaching Gabriel Medina this year. So there's another link. But yeah, so she's really committed, obviously, to the sport. She does a lot of training, really technical, trying to improve her surfing all the time. She's sort of been yo-yoing between the CT and the Challenger Series events now for a while. But I think she's just starting to find her feet. And here's a replay.
Yeah, Kelly here, getting a quick snap there. Really stylish surfer and speedy. And another one. So connecting two turns. She looked at the left. Sometimes with the eye tide, you get a ripple left after the last turn. But yeah, that was technical and quick surfing from Kelly.
Yeah, just two turns from Andrew, but she really made them count, and that's what she got 5.3. Meanwhile, surfer from Costa Rica. So Leilani, just looking for a section on the inside to get through. She's got a brother, Nomar, who's a really great surfer as well. Big surfing family. They just live in an amazing place with great waves. Leilani just getting all the way through. Oh, and that was Kelly Andrew just kicking out. So we're going to go in there in the mix, just waiting for Suzuki to come on. She made history as the first Japanese surfer, women's surfer, to win on the CT. I think about 25 years or something. So she's was really close to requalification. Got a few wild cards. Surfed really well in Margaret River, actually, at the start of the year. In big conditions is where she got that win. She managed to belt a couple of huge left-handers. So got a taste of CT. It wasn't on the whole time, but also represented the sport at the Olympics. It got a bronze medal, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, it's a real star of the future. I think the Japanese, talk about the progression of the women's surfing, but the Japanese, there's a real bunch of incredible Japanese surfers, especially young girls, that I really think are kind of where a lot of the progression might come from. They're such a close-knit group and such good technically and great surfers. So I think we might, the next few years, led by Suzuki, but I think we're going to see a real fresh input of Japanese surfing on tour, which would be great. Here she goes, a nice wall. So fanging down the line, just waits for it. She's got nice style, as you can see. There's a carve in the pocket. Just wipes the sweat from her brow. Bangs down the line, and she can get a big section here. She does, and tags it. So like Keely's wave, only two turns, but two strong ones. So Suzuki hadn't had a wave of any note or a score, so she'll be happy. Settle the nerves. First wave of consequence of the event so far, and she was looking pretty good.
Yeah, she looked really solid. I like her style. She looks really compact, and that wave was at a good end turn. I really enjoyed the last turn she did. A little bit late to it, but nonetheless, she completed the ride. Yeah, she started off with this quick kind of carve snap there. She waited, and here she gets to the lip, and she makes it. So the judges are going to like this. They want to see complete rides, and she executed, so that's actually really good for her.
Yeah, meanwhile, Kelly Andrew, she's eyeing off a nice little lip tap at the start. Nice bit of clean face. to cut back to foam and starts to redirect down the line. Grown up on point breaks. Probably tell by the sort of smooth style, the way she reads the wave. And now she's just trying to find a bit of a bonus end section. Just finished that off. So, you know, nothing incredible or too dynamic, but a good backup. And while Medina, nice little drop wallet there, showing a bit of flair, a bit of variety. And another one just goes for the karate chop and goes down. So probably went for a bit too much variety and spice on that last turn, and it just came a cropper. Coming thick and fast. So this McGonigal, nice surf, the only back goofy, real tall, athletic surfer. That's 2 great turns already. Now she's just hoping for a bit of a clean face. She's not going to get it, but again, looks like this high tide, it's like the 2-turn combos sort of coming into play rather than those sort of long wally ones. You get 2 more meatier sections to hit.
Yeah, I think the high tide, the wave is not as long as on the low tide, so you need to really tag these sections like Leilani did. This was a really cool snap, and she did another one here. So yeah, this was actually a really good wave. The wave had some size on it too. So, and the first section was really clean, and this one I thought was maybe just a bad selection wave. I don't think this was just a proper good selection for Kelly. I think it was a slow wave, and with this tide, normally the smallest waves don't have much wall. So it's quite a slow wave and don't really allow you to get more speed in like a proper turn. But yeah, Leilani, I really enjoyed that wave. Bigger one and meaty section, so it was really good.
Yeah, exactly. The judges have been rewarding that. They gave Keely Andrew a 4.93 for that long, sort of smaller wave. So it'd be interesting to see where they put Leilani's wave, which was bigger and had sort of bigger sections, but just the 2 turns. Comparing and contrasting those very different waves. You see more lumps just rolling in the North Atlantic. I'll tell you what, have you had a bit of a walk around out there? You've been soaking up the vibes, Francisco?
Yeah, I've been. I watched Fred Zit on the beach, and it was quite nice to see everyone so happy to be here in Ericeira with sunny skies and good conditions. And yeah, it's just like what surfing is about, being with friends and family, watching the eats, and I love like surfing, so it's quite nice to see everyone like talking about surfing all the time.
Yeah, and clapping and cheering. I mean, it's a Monday here, obviously Monday everywhere, and it's school. It's not school holidays, but yeah, there's so many people down on the beach having a great time. Oh, that's a nice carve from Suzuki. But yeah, real party atmosphere, really knowledgeable surf crowd as well. They know they're surfing and they're passionate about it. And down there just, soaking up the atmosphere, soaking up the sun rays, soaking up the good times. As we see Suzuki, she's worked hard for that S-turns through the section and just can't get another bonus little section at the end. So just gave herself a paddle really, and not much more. And those scores starting to filter through. McGonigal, a 5.27. That was her last wave, that 2 big backhand turns. And this wave, that was a kind of bit of a strange but cool carve, and then it just went a bit fat, didn't it?
Yeah, you can tell she has a good technique. I think that carve, the rail didn't really like dig into the water. That's why it was kind of like long, but not as aggressive as she would like to. But then the wave just died off, and yeah. I can't wait to see Amuro catching like a proper one with some wall to work with. I think she's got good technique and good fundamentals. You can tell once she gets the chance, she will get some good scores on the board, I think.
Yeah, you can tell she's got that technique and that style. It's just that class above, I think, and she's just still finding her feet. But yeah, she's a really, really big talent. As we see Sophia Medina, she's picking the bigger waves. She's just trying to get a section here, just climbs over that fine foam. No open faces yet, still does well to climb over that one. So here she's got a bit of green face, and if she can finish off here, that's a nice carve. If she can just get a bit closer to the end section here, She fell off last time on the inside. But she's still going, and she's got that drop mullet. She loves that carve. I love it too. And she just kicks off before the rocks. Turn up to show shallow in there. So, yeah, the wave selection's been really on point so far. Out the back, that's gone. Oh no, that's Suzuki again. She just kicks out. Yeah, so Sophia Medina, she sort of had a fair bit to deal with, but she dealt with it well. Meanwhile, Costa Rican, she's been sort of trying to get a bit more vertical, a bit more sort of vertical surfing and less lateral flow. And here she's got another big section. If she can come out, she'll be happy with that. She does ride out. So really good exchange and different approaches from all the surfers. Medina got that long one, and then McGonigal just a little bit more vertical approach. We'll see where the judges put all the data in, crunch the numbers, and we'll come up where we're at with just on 11 minutes to go in the heat.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the third carve Sophia did. I think it was really technical, and she put some power on that turn in specific. And in my opinion, it can be her best wave so far. And then Leilani responding to her straight away with a really good 2 backhand turns out the back. So can't wait to see what the judges think about this. But yeah, Leilani, the wave started off a little bit frothy, but then she managed to work her way into this part. Boom, big snap, throwing the tail out. Then she waits again patiently for this section, and boom, hard section to it, and she was able to make it. So she might be stoked on that. That was a really important turn for her. And Sophia on a much cleaner wave here. That was a hard foam climb to make, and she did so well to get through this section. And I really enjoyed this fourth carve now. Get slow and boom, long carve, and then she likes to drop the wallet, as you said, and she's going to do it now.
She goes, that wallet's going down. There it is.
Yeah.
Picked it back up.
I like to do that too. Yeah. I think it's
cool.
really cool mix it up.
A bit of style, isn't it? And a bit of, showing something different and a bit of entertainment. And she surfed that wave really, really well from start to finish. She got a 6.03 for it, curved on a 5. And so with that wave, she goes up into the lead, although Leilani has got a wave to come in as well. But yeah, her wave selection's been incredible so far. And Sophia, she's obviously done a time at this break and got her markers sorted. Her brother's been here quite a few times and surfed the event. He would have been, no doubt, given her plenty of advice. And so far, she seems to be sticking to a plan and executing it really, really well. And we've got some more scores coming in, but McGonigal, a 7-point ride for those big three turns out the back. So the judges liking the fact that it was a bigger wave, but it had some sort of cleaner turns, and I think that vertical sort of section also helped a lot.
So yeah, Kelly, she was in first. Suddenly, 2 waves came in, and she's in third now. So with priority, she has the opportunity to get that 5-2-1 that she needs. And Tsuzuki, she's looking for a 6-9-3. She needs to get on board with something. We have been hearing everyone say that if you have a 5 something, you're on the board. And yeah, it's that backup is always about that backup, right? One good one is like kind of sure you're going to get, and that backup score is so important.
Yeah, and that's why the 2 CT surfers, or with CT experience, Andrew and Suzuki, are in trouble at the moment. They've got 8 minutes from which to get out of that sort of position. Right now, we're going to go to a commercial break, and then we're going to come straight back with the last lines pouring through the lineup. And this woman is currently out in front. That's Leilani McGonigal from Costa Rica. She surfed 2 waves. She just sort of sits back down again and then gets back up. She saw some section down the line. Here she goes. There's that sort of backhand hook that's been working so far to get her into the lead. She might have one big section here if she can target. Gets it up, but unfortunately, probably just saw the rocks down there a little bit. And yeah, that wave just sort of never really got going. A few ups and downs. She had to lie on a surfboard, then get back up again, and then didn't quite get the connection that she managed on those earlier waves. But yeah, solid. It's sort of big wave, wasn't it?
Yeah, this wave adds some size. Here, I just love this double stand-up wave. But she saw something down the line, and she had an idea, and that was a good one. Boom, first snap. And here, she missed a little bit of speed to actually attack this section again. I think that end section is hard to read sometimes. And yeah, and Keely here on a good-looking wave, starting off with a cutback. She's got a really great style and flow. We can tell she serves a lot of point breaks, quick snap there, and another cutback here. Keely Andrew with a really good wave and another big snap to end this wave. So, yeah, really good wave from Keely.
Yeah, really well surfed. We said before the break that she was under the pump. She had been in the lead, and then a quick sort of 1-2 from Sophia, and Leilani had put her up into third, but then what a comeback. An 8-point ride that was scored. So showing her experience and showing her class. And yeah, just really smooth. A couple of big hits, sort of got the fin released. And yeah, straight back up to the lead. So yeah, great surfing from Keely. Got herself out in front. And yeah, looking pretty strong now. So it's up to Suzuki to fight back. She's in fourth. A bit of work to do. She needs some high scores, an 8-point ride. So a pretty high scoring heat. All, you know, we haven't seen that many heats in the men's where there are, you know, 3 surfers are above the 11-point heat total. So the heat totals are really strong, and Suzuki's just the one that's been sort of left behind. And that means that it's the young Sophia Medina who is now in third, needing a score. She needs a 6.25. And she can get back in that all-important second place. And she's got priority, so she can wait. She's got 3.5 minutes. But yeah, this is when it gets tense, isn't it? You know, this is where the experience is so vital. And when you're young, you know, this is where you get it. But she must be nervous sitting up there waiting for this wave.
Well, having her brother's blood, I think she for sure can hold nerves.
Yeah,
and
having ice in the veins helps.
Exactly, exactly. I think if she gets opportunity, she will for sure give her all. Yeah, I think in surfing it all comes down to decisions and being behind and having to come back. So yeah, she has to deal with that.
Yeah, and you talk about, you know, like having Gabriel's brother. She's also obviously got her father there, Charlie, as a coach, and you know he steered Gabriel to 2 world titles and has been by his side since day one, and it's been such a calming and reassuring presence. So he's now helping out Sophia, and he's putting his all the sort of experience that he gained on the tour, helping out Gabriel. He's now can transfer that to young Sophia, but he can't surf for her. And he can just wait like the rest of us and hope that she gets an opportunity. With just 2 minutes to go, she needs a score, and she's running out of time. Because it was the 2 surfers, Keely Andrew and Leilani, that have sort of got the best waves and sort of really sort of put in some major turns, which is what the judges have been after.
Yeah, bit of a lull now. Not too many waves. I think with the high tide, we're going to see a lot of this happening, a lot of lulls. But when the waves come, they're looking good. We saw a lot of waves ridden on this heat, and a lot of good turns too. So, yeah,
exactly. There's loads of waves ridden, loads of big scores. All serves with the exception of Amuro have sort of managed to, you know, get up in the 5s and 6s and 7s, and even with Kelly's example, even up to the 8-point range. So yeah, it's been consistent. Just unfortunately for those 2, Sophia and Amuro, who need scores, it's just gone pretty flat in the last kind of 3 to 4 minutes. So Amuro Suzuki, she needs a huge score. She's really up against it, not even having priority. But Sophia Medina, there she is, the woman on your screen. She needs a more gettable 6.25. She's got priority. She just needs a wave, and if she can get the chance, we'll see what she can do, because it'll be a bit of clutch surfing if she can pull it off. And she's got some decisions to make now. Elects to leave that one. A couple of waves behind it, so this will be her last chance. She's going to have to go because she's only got 30 seconds. And it looks like she might be eyeing this one off. And here she goes. So she pulls the trigger. Sophia Medina needing a 6. Gets up, and you can see by the expression, hands on her face, that's her event over. Probably before it even started, unfortunately. She's come a long way. She's tried, but Amuro, so she needs an 8-point ride, so she's going to have to do something really special to get up to that second place. And we see her zigging and zagging down the line. Hasn't done any major turns as yet. Cracks it off the top. Really nice style. Another backhand whack. And now she's even a bit of a left. She can fit one more in. She doesn't look too excited by it. She thinks she may have didn't quite get the scores out the back that, or the turns that she needed, and it looks like at this stage. So we see a late takeoff, and by the time she got some open section, it wasn't steep at all, was it, Francisco? It just didn't quite have the steep face she needed.
Yeah, she didn't get many opportunities this hit. I just think she's got such a great style, and you can tell if she gets a wave, she will excel, and she didn't got anything.
Yeah, you can see the flashes, you can see how good she is,
yeah,
you can see the great style. It was all there, but it just she couldn't package it up in 2 waves. So unfortunately for Amuro and Sophia Medina, they are out. Keely Andrew with a really strong performance, and Nalani McGonigal are through. As we move on into heat number 2, Sophie McCulloch, Dimity Stoyle, Ellie Brooks, and Summer Macedo. So yeah, we're just marching on through. There's the lineup.